use our past to transform our future? Or even better, how can any of us use our past to transform somebody else's future? Looking around you all, I can see your minds working overtime, trying to come up with every single possible answer. My name is Anita Dennison, and I'm a 19-year-old anti-bullying campaigner from Newry, and I created the @bully_don't Twitter campaign. When I was growing up, I never thought of changing my future, or indeed anyone else's for that matter. I always thought of having fun and enjoying the here and now. Yeah, I'll admit it. There were days when I wanted to get into a time machine and change parts of my past. But hey, didn't we all? Although, in the year 2012, I didn't live my life to the fullest. I certainly didn't have the Sweet 16 lifestyle, and I had absolutely no thoughts of how I could transform somebody else's future. Because for me, I felt as though I didn't have one. Quite extreme thoughts for anyone really, you might think. But the reason I felt this way was because 2012 was a year that I hit rock bottom. It was a year that I was a victim of a year-long hate campaign on social media, which escalated on from an incident at my school. Luckily enough for me, this incident was dealt with superbly. Unfortunately, I would then wake up to anonymous messages on Facebook the next day saying, "Don't bother coming to school tomorrow. Everybody hates you. And why don't you just do us all a favour and take your own life?" So many times I believed these comments. So many times I thought, do I deserve to be here? Would I be better off dead? Taunt after taunt, day after day, I soon lost my confidence and, well, my self-worth. It became non-existent. I hated myself. I blamed myself for everything that people said to me, every negative comment, and I soon became my own worst enemy. I fell into depression, all because of negative individuals online who hadn't the self-confidence to say any of this to my face. In that moment you think, why me? What have I possibly done to deserve any of this? And am I the only one? Time and time again, this was the one question I kept asking myself. I needed to know how big this problem was. So I decided to do some research. And I found out from Childline that over 160,000 young people are bullied each day in schools across the UK and Ireland. 160,000 young people feel threatened in an environment where they are meant to feel secure. Sadly, so many of these young people wanted to give up, throw in the towel, just like me. They walk around the school corridors with their heads down, wishing for the 3 o'clock bell, so that they could escape their own version of hell. They go home, safe and sound. Well, they at least hope. Until they open their Facebook pages and get threatened once more. Their parents are telling them that they're spending too much time online. If only their parents knew what was really going on. If only these young people had the confidence to show these messages to their parents. If only their parents knew that behind that smile hides many sleepless nights of fear and dread. If only they had a voice. So, I decided that I wanted to be there for them. I decided that I wanted to be their voice. So in November 2012, whilst I was suffering from severe depression and anxiety as a result of both my online and offline torment, I decided that enough was enough. I had hit rock bottom. I had seen ground zero. So I decided to look at my situation in a global sense. I found myself asking, How can I transform my situation? How can I give myself a future and possibly, just possibly, help somebody else? So, on November 21st, 2012, I decided to create my own Twitter campaign and website, which would then help other young people and their families across the world. I then entered this into my school's anti-bullying competition at that time. And to this day, the help and support that St. Paul's Bestbrook continue to give me keeps me going and gives me the courage to keep going forward. When I started my campaign, I posted positive messages on bullying, mental health, and self-confidence. I then realized that I was getting help from these messages, mainly because I read them as though somebody else was posting them. Within only a few months, 100 followers soon turned into almost 6,000. And I started to receive many positive comments such as, "Thank you so much for your amazing support. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. You are my hero. Please never stop what you do." So many positive comments that within only a few months, my social media nightmare soon turned into one of the best things that has possibly ever happened to me. Not only did I get the opportunity to help young people and their families online, but I was also appointed my school's anti-bullying ambassador. It was an absolute honour to have the chance to help and support my peers through a difficult time in their lives, and I was honoured that I was making a difference to them. When I was growing up, I never thought that I would save someone's life, mainly because I hated blood, guts, and gore. So being a doctor or a surgeon clearly wasn't for me. But it wasn't until I became a teenage campaigner that I realised that none of us in this room today need a defibrillator or indeed a medical degree to save someone's life. That simply having a caring heart and a listening ear is more than enough. I know it's said more than a lot, but simply being there for someone can have a massive impact on not only their situation, but indeed their life. And I don't think many of us realise this until we are in a situation when we feel that a listening ear is our last hope. And for me, on many occasions, it was. I've been asked numerous times, how can you put all of this pressure on your shoulders? You are only 19. Comments like these frustrate me because we should never underestimate the power or ability that somebody has to make a difference based upon their age. Many of you here today are watching on YouTube may have heard of 18-year-old Malala, an activist for female education, and she is the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Think of that for a moment. Transforming the face of female education across the world at the age of 18. Note, I didn't use the word only. And to face the question about pressure, as the saying goes, pressure is for tired. And to be honest, I have to agree. Because when people come to me asking for help, and sometimes they feel as though it's their last hour that they'll ever have, I think to myself, I have more a sense of relief in this situation, a sense of pride. Because these young people, not only are they giving themselves hope to get through this dark time, they are not giving up on themselves, which is vitally important. Turning a negative experience into a positive one is something, well, I'd say many of us can only dream of. And I, for one, am proud to admit that I'm living the positive aftermath of what was a very difficult time in my life. I wanted to show you all today that no matter what you may go through in life, there is always that glimmer of hope, positivity, and indeed light at the end of every dark tunnel. I know it may sound cliche, but there's a positive future around the corner waiting on each and every one of you. Unable to find it? Sit back, relax, take some time out, ask for help. Ask for someone to help you to discover your very bright future ahead. Never be afraid or indeed ashamed to ask for help. Seek the support that not only you need, but that you deserve. Because asking for help is never a sign of weakness. It simply shows that you've tried to stay strong for far too long on your own. And now, well, you just need a bit of encouragement to help you along the way. We all need encouragement every once in a while. I promise you, you're not on your own. Please hear me out when I say, focus on the positives in your life, that family atmosphere that you have around you, your amazing friendship groups, and that job that you've worked your backside off to get. Why? For those negative individuals and their negative comments, this shouldn't mean one thing to you. Why not think of the positives in your life, like the upbeat music at a party, and well, the negatives, like a simple murmur in the background. Even though I have said these, it is clear which is more positive and beneficial for us all. So it's up to you which one you choose. Take it from me. Those individuals in your life who told you that you couldn't, or indeed that you wouldn't succeed in anything in life, they know absolutely nothing about the true inner strength that you have deep within you. Take it from me. I was told time and time again I was not good enough, or indeed smart enough to do A-levels. Of course, at that time, I believed them. I believed their negative comments. But I dealt with this by striving for perfection, burning myself out, and passing all 9 of my GCSEs, passing all 3 of my A-levels, and getting into my first choice course at Queen's University Belfast. So to those negative individuals in my life who told me that I couldn't do that, all I have to say is, thank you. Gur mile mariagav. Merci. Throughout parts of my talk, you may have realized that I've used the phrase, if only. If only I had a positive year in 2012. If only I wasn't the victim of online or offline bullying. Where would I be today? Would I have brushed shoulders with the likes of Gary Lightbody, Louis Walsh, and the Emmerdale cast? I don't know. I, for one, know that I wouldn't be standing on the stage today, speaking to such a fantastic audience alongside the most inspirational people I've met in my life. So I ask myself, was I meant to be bullied? Honestly, was I? Was I thrown this curveball in my life to hit rock bottom, to work my way up the confidence ladder once more, to help somebody as a result? If I'm honest, I don't know. But do any of us truly know? We could all ask ourselves question after question, day after day, and get no response whatsoever. But what I will say is this. I am extremely proud of myself for overcoming a massive obstacle in my life. Because now I get the opportunity to help young people and their families from as far away as Australia, the United States of America, Canada, UK and Ireland, and as close as my own community of Newry. I've said it many times in interviews and online, but I am extremely grateful for those individuals who told me that I couldn't, told me that I wouldn't, and told me that I wasn't good enough to be here. Why, you might ask? Because now I am able to live life my way, live my life to the fullest, but more importantly, think like I did when I was growing up, and say, how can I use my past to possibly transform somebody else's life? Thank you.